Well, good day, my ladies and my gents. Welcome to Sunday. See if I can keep this relatively short. Got an update on the 68 Coronet, and just another quick update too on my finger. You can see where I stabbed it. It's actually looking quite nice. Got a bunch of paint and crud on my finger, and a little bit of blood that is kind of pooled up under the skin. It'll clear up in another few days. Yeah, wonderful tea tree oil. Got a little butterfly on it to kind of help hold it together so it heals closed up instead of healing open, and it'll just heal better and smoother. So yeah, it's looking really good. Did see a doctor Thursday. I needed renew blood pressure meds, and so I took the opportunity and let Doc take a quick look at it, and she said it was looking really good. So yeah, don't have to worry about that. The funny part is I apparently cut a nerve because this part here is numb. I have no feeling here. Gonna have to be careful with that. So anyway, on with this engine. It is not glued in yet. I'm going to wait until I get the at least the wheel mounts in place. So but I've got it all sectioned in there. The radiator mount is actually set into the unit that I have with the engine and everything, and I had to cut it down. But in order to get all of the radiator hoses in place, I couldn't do it with the engine in place, with this in place. So then I had to cut this down anyway, so I glued it all together. This is all one unit now, and it just drops in. It's not glued in, but it's just dropped in. And you can see what came out looking really, really good. Yeah, I know, gaping hole, that has to be because in order to clear the front of the firewall. Also used the kit distributor on the back because the one provided with the kit, the VCG setup here, is just too big. It won't fit between the firewall and the intake manifold. So I just used the one in the kit. And of course it's got the blow off and the waste gates. And the photos show this tube to stick up. Well, I do that, the hood's not going to fit, so I have to put it off to the side. And yeah, when everything's in place, I did a mock-up, and the hood actually will sit flat without hitting this because it's got a little bit of a bulge in the hood, as it comes out, is right here. So, but yeah, loving that color. Oh, that's a pretty color. So, set you aside. Exhaust I've got planned out, 3.3 millimeter aluminum tubing, and I got a set of thrush mufflers, also VCG. Those are printed, they're molded. The lettering and stuff is molded on, and I just went in, kind of painted it up. I thought that came out looking really cool, just really neat. And they're cut to accept 2 millimeter tubing or rod, both either aluminum or styrene, whichever you choose. And the 3 millimeter tube that I got for the aluminum will take a 2 millimeter styrene rod. So I'm going to run the styrene through it on either end and then have a space sticking out where it'll set in so I can set them on. And it fits really nicely on the exhaust tubes. This part here sticks into the turbocharger and then it comes down and it fits just really nice. But I'm going to put them on after I get the engine mounted. The engine mount's not going to be in until after I get the front end put together. So, anyway, now onward. Interior. Interior is done. I'm quite pleased with it. It came out really neat. To start with, we have the dashboard. I'm one of these stupid people that absolutely enjoy painting dashboards. I love it. And so you can see that I've got a couple of decals for the gauges there. Let me see if I can get it out and focused and zoom a little bit. But it comes with a couple of really nice, there we go, really nice gauges to fit in there. Did not come with any for the little spots. Then you'll notice over here the red. That is where the brake warning light is on the one-to-one car. So I painted kind of scraped off the top of the chrome off the top and used a little bit of Tamiya leather, no, Revell leather to do that. To kind of cut things down, the chrome down a little bit, I just took a little 1.1 millimeter marker and just kind of ran in through all the grooves. And then, as I said I was going to do, I have a car seat, a modern one. This is the picture that I was able to find, the only one I was able to find to even come somewhat close to matching it, so I used it as a paint guide. I used Hull red instead of a bright red, and I think it came out looking kind of cool. It's neat. I like it. So, and of course I used the decals to put the kids in there. You got a twin turbo monster, and the kid's going to be back there, and he's going to be hanging on for dear life. Might as well have him in a racing seat, right? So, anyway, I did do a mock-up on it. One thing to be careful of, too, by the way, when you're doing it, you get to a point where you think you're doing the sides right, and you have them more or less perpendicular. You do that, and I found out once I got them together, I stuck it in here. If you let them just kind of stick up straight, you wind up with a huge gap here. And I was able to spread it out before the glue dried. So just as a little bit of a warning, be sure and check that before you let the glue dry. Let's see. There we go. That's what we got looking at. I just used white primer on the seats and the top and the sides. It gives it a bit of texture. It knocks down the shine of the plastic, and it comes out looking really nice. It's a nice flat, but it really comes out nice. So anyway, what else? Yeah, I did them. Did the exhaust, the kit system here fits in real nice. I had to trim a little bit off the end, not much. And it just sets in and sits right up against the back end of the motor, just real perfect, just real pretty. Next challenge is going to be the wheels. And yeah, I know I need to wet sand the body. It needs it badly. I got these. And these are the wheel mount. Problem is, these don't fit these in any form or fashion to be able to get it to work. And I really don't want to spend all my, no, I might have to. I'm thinking I really don't want to do all that, but I may have to because otherwise the little bit here actually matches up real close to that part in there. The problem is it strong enough? Would it be strong enough to support everything with just that little bit glued onto that? I don't know. I'm going to take a look at it, see about just how I'm going to go about doing that, because I would really like to have much more of this in contact with the wheel, make it look kind of like brake drums, and actually get it to set in, because that would, I think, make it look a little better. But I'm going to have to do a lot of looking at it. But two of them go to the rear axle with the metal rod. The front two have little pins that go in the front, little holes in the suspension here. It's got a couple of blocks that go in, that those go into. So gonna have to look at that. That's gonna be, I think that's gonna be the next project, is figuring out just how to go about doing that where they'll fit. Maybe I'll stick this in the chuck of the drill and put a file or sanding stick up against it and whir it down. See what happens. Anyway, be sure and go visit vcgresins.com and check out the cool stuff like twin turbo small block Mopar. Hey, the Warplane, a Slant 8, uh, various other types. Josh has come out with a couple of new engines last weekend for Chevys, as well as some intake parts. Look really, really cool. So be sure and check them out. Be sure and sign up for the newsletter so you get notified when new parts are released. Go shopping, check out all the goodies. When you do finish shopping and you want to buy some stuff, when you go to checkout, be sure and use promo code Jester10 in the little promo code box. Save you 10% on your order. Does not include shipping, which is $6, which is really reasonable given how stuff is packed. And but check that out. And Josh also has a little goodie for those of us who are participating in the Bootleggers Ball group build. Be sure and go over to Facebook, put in Bootleggers Ball, and bring up that page. It's hosted by Tiffany at Dirt Road Cinderella and Kyle at RKD Scaleworks. Kyle, I am learning. I'm getting it right. So anyway, but it's hosted by them, and it started a few days ago, and it runs through April 15th, and it's moonshine related. Anything moonshine related. If you've got a really cool car that you want to use or something, and you want to build a diorama around it for like with the still or something, you want to build a shine runner. I've got a couple of Fords that I'm going to build, and probably a Mack truck. And and to that end, I also did get a kit that has a couple of more characters in it that I'm going to be able to use. So, but be sure and check them out. But Josh has got some mason jars that you can only get with a code that you get from Tiffany or Kyle. And so when you make your order, so be sure and use that as well when you do get it. But yeah, be sure and check them all out. So anyway, I've yammered on long enough today. I'm going to say to heck with it. I'm going to see what I can get accomplished. So anyway, B-Tex signing out.